What's going on, y'all? It's the Marketing Main Podcast. I'm your host, Brian from Mirai, and I'm here with my co-host.
It's Avery. What's going on?
So what's going on, Avery?
Not
What's
much,
new?
man. I'm just really excited and pumped today. By the time this airs, it'll already be done. But we have our first event at Debonair today,
Mhm.
right downstairs, where it's going to be 175 people in the room. That's how much we RSVP'd on Eventbrite. So I'm excited. That's why I'm all dressed up more than usual. So I'm pumped, man. I'm excited. How about you?
Pretty good. Like you mentioned, we're here at the beautiful Fluent Mortgage office in our downtown Orlando, upstairs from the Debonair.
And I'm
Um,
gonna just cut you off real quick, just so everybody knows when they see my videos, it's not AI, it's a real background.
this is the background
This
for
is the
real.
proof.
Yeah. So I'm in it too now. So I mean, yeah, we're here. We're gonna be at the event this afternoon. By the time you heard it, it'll be last week, but I'm sure it's gonna be great, and we'll give you a recap of how it went. Um, What else is going on? Any wins, any lessons?
Actually, business is picking up pretty good for me right now. I got a few applications coming in. I got people calling me, um, meeting with different people, networking wise. I'm very excited, man. I mean, I've been at it for about 3 months full time into my career so
Mhm.
far. Um, and I'm loving it, man. The growth I'm getting, the people that I'm meeting, um, it just has me all pumped up and riled up to keep going and keep searching for that business. Keeps that hunger alive, you know?
Yeah, I feel that.
How about you? How's everything going with you and Mariah?
It's pretty good. I mean, business wise, everything's picking up. You know, people last week it seemed like it was going slow, but now it seems like we're picking up more. People want business. People want their content. They're seeing our content. They want to see more content. Uh, One of the things, and I'll say it's a lesson, might not be a lesson for me, but it is something that I'm learning how to deal with other people. A lot of people don't necessarily value content as something that they want to pay a lot for. You know, that's something that I don't think we've ever addressed, but sometimes people feel like they want to pay the bare minimum. They think it's just something like click a camera, press record, or take a quick picture. Um, I don't ever have a problem with somebody lowballing me. I mean, it kind of doesn't really apply with mortgages because the price is the price, but I know like in my industry, people are gonna lowball you. It is what it is.
I want to lowball gas prices.
I would love to lowball gas prices, but I mean, even like that, like the price is the price. You have to like those because those are commodities. Those are things that are necessary. You would look at something like an art form, something that, like I said, the iPhone, the Android, the cameras are great, so you feel like you could do it yourself.
Right.
Same thing like AI, like we always talk about. If you want to do it, go ahead and do it. I'll tell you, I'll teach you how to do it. I'll send you videos and resources to teach you how to do it for yourself. I have no problem. You know, I think, if you want to invest in something and you want to work with me as a partner and you want to, help yourself and build something great,
hmm
then let's work. But if you want to lowball, I'll have no problem saying, hey,
I
like,
mean,
don't, yeah.
it's kind of the same thing in the mortgage industry too,
Mhm.
because people don't think that we're actually doing anything. We're just crunching numbers into a computer all day. Um,
Mhm.
and you could realistically like shop the rate. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't like the rate that I'm giving you, you can go to another lender and see what they'll give you at because
Mhm.
everybody's price because pricing is different. Pricing matters.
Yeah.
So, some people do shop it and they'd be like, "Oh, you're charging so much," but it's like, well, understand what's your file, right? Like, you might not have the cleanest file in the world.
Mhm.
Like, I'm working on one right now, and the points that I'm charging, the guy was like, "Man, you're very high." I was like, well, first of all, it wasn't high. I
Mhm.
lowered it down a little bit to make the deal work, but I was like, have you seen your credit score and have you seen like what you're doing with your income and all that stuff? Like,
Mhm.
it's not an easy file to work with. And I guarantee if you go to a regular big bank like Chase, Truist, they're gonna deny it
Yeah.
because it's not a clean file. And there's some people who literally will not take a file if it is not a clean, straightforward file. Like, they won't take the time to help that person with their credit or try to guide that person through this or like, just actually helping that person.
Mhm.
So I totally agree with you when you're coming with people lowballing and,
Yeah.
you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And you got to remember that, you know?
Well, that makes me think to ask you because, like, I guess I kind of maybe I'm part of that audience that doesn't fully understand what mortgage people do. That's different from with my industry where I said like we're providing a value that You can replicate on your own, but I think what we do is, more intensive, more helpful, more like we can provide a different level of value, is what I'm saying. My question for you, what do mortgage, I mean, I'm guessing I can't personally go out and get a mortgage, but let's say in a brand new world where I could, what do you provide that I couldn't provide on my own? Like, like with real estate, I could go on Zillow, find houses on my own. I could make an offer on my own. I can, do all that type of stuff. So what do you as a mortgage officer, besides the legal part of it, what do you provide that I couldn't do on my own?
Well, I mean, the first thing is I provide the knowledge, saving you time to go and look up every single guideline or every single rule when it comes to credit. Um, the other thing I can do really is I could shop your rate for you.
Mhm.
So I can make sure you are getting the best deal.
Mhm.
You are getting the best price point. I'm making sure that the numbers do line up. Um, and you can't go back and forth with underwriters. You can't talk to loan processors. Like, there's so many moving parts that people don't see behind closed doors. I think the other main thing is too is the difference between like if you went to a bank versus with me, I answer my phone.
Mhm.
Um, if it's 9 o'clock at night, I'm gonna answer. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's a entrepreneur sales business. And my broker was actually having had a meeting with us the other day to like this is a sales business, and you have to be diligent to your client.
Okay.
Um, I mean, you can go on Zillow and you can, like you said, you can go on Zillow, you can find the house, but there's somebody 9 times out of 10 representing that realtor. Or if it is a for sale by owner, let's say you got a for sale by owner and then you are not a realtor who's purchasing the home, like who's gonna do your contract?
Mhm.
Who's gonna negotiate for you? Who's gonna like are you gonna go in chat GPT and ask all these questions? Like
Mhm.
and chat GPT, as we've proven, is not always accurate.
Yeah.
So do you want a headache or do you want it done for you the easy way? Being that we live in America, we like things to be done the easy way. So just pay for it.
Okay.
Get it done.
Do you ever have, because to some extent, I mean, we live in a knowledge era where you can Google the current rate, you can Google
But
best places to
but
find
you can
certain
Google the
things.
current rate, but that doesn't mean that's what the rate is.
Yeah,
You
so that,
gotta
that, that's what I was getting to. So, do you ever find people that come and challenge you, like, this is the rate, so get me this rate? Or, like, do you have people that come
Yeah, all the
aggressive
time.
like
Yeah,
that?
all the time.
Okay.
And I just explained to them, I was like, listen, based on what your credit score and how much you're purchasing and how much money you're putting down, you don't qualify for that. You see, when they give mortgage rates on TV or even on the app Mortgage Daily Rates, that's the general sense. Now, when you go into your pricing system and you're looking at the deals for the pricing, that's when you're determining what you can and can't get.
Mhm.
Because sometimes, like, yeah, if you want this rate, you got to buy it down.
Yeah.
You got to spend an extra $7,000, $8,000, or some cases $10,000 to $12,000.
Mhm.
So you can get the rate, but you got to buy it down. Where you're gonna get the money from?
Mhm.
So you got to think of it two ways. Just because what you see is not the same as what you're gonna get, because everybody's situation is different.
Okay. I can imagine, like, you probably get more challenged when it's people that like know you personally and they feel like they can tell you something and they feel like they feel more privileged to be able to demand things of you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
What's your take on doing business with friends and family?
My take with doing business with friends and family, first off, it depends on the business. Um, if we're talking in the sense of my industry, the mortgage industry, um, I'm very helpful and I'm very super knowledgeable, but you got to understand, like, there's only so much to a legal factor that can get done.
Mm.
Like, if you're my, if let's say for example, like if you're a good friend of mine and you have money, but you don't work or you do fraudulent paperwork, like
Mm.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm
Mm.
not even gonna like process your loan or anything. And I've actually had a friend who was like, "Yo, I know somebody who can do this, this, and that," and I was like, "Then let him do it,"
Mm.
because I'm not putting my reputation and my license on the line. Like I work too hard to get where I am. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? And when you try to take that easy way out,
Mm.
it comes with repercussion,
Mm.
some shape or form, something. I'm a big believer in karma.
Dang.
Um,
Dang. So you're saying, like, if I go and dig up that 100K that I have in my backyard from 10 years ago, you won't help me get a mortgage.
I mean, I kind of would want you to slap me something. But to answer your question, how are you going to prove to the bank where this money come from? Like, you can't just go to the bank and deposit
It
a hundred
was a
thousand
gift from
dollars.
Avery. What do you mean?
Yeah, but you see, that's not how it works. Where did I get the money from now to give you that gift in cash? That's not how you give a gift to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
There's ways to structure it and do everything, and you just gotta. It is what it is. I've had some relatives and I've had some friends who never even use me for their stuff.
Mm.
They'll ask me all these questions. I'll help them with their stuff, and they would go close with somebody else, and that's happened to me multiple times.
How does that
And
make you feel?
I felt used,
Mm.
and I didn't do a lot of what I should have. Like I should have had them sign, like for example, an agreement that they're going to work with me and all this other stuff, and I didn't do it because
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, you're my family. You're not going anywhere. You're my good friend. You're not going anywhere."
Yeah.
Turns out that wasn't the case, and a lot of those people who did that, I was like, it hurt me because I was like, you had me give you all this information, and you went to go close and work with somebody else. And now, when months have passed or years have passed, they've done their transaction and they're getting messages or letters in the mail about their taxes or their insurance and all this stuff. And they ask me about it. I'm like, go ask who you were working with.
Yeah.
They should tell you. Or they should be able to give you this information. It's like, oh, well, they didn't tell me anything. I was like, well,
Yeah.
you know, that is what it is. Like, you never know who you're going to need. And to,
That's tough.
take my information and exploit it, that's enough for me.
That's tough, man. I mean, I guess in my industry or in any industry, you kind of have that kind of situation where you want to work with family and friends, and you would think that your family and friends would be your best network. I mean, I remember when I had my real estate license, they always used to say like your family and your friends are your best network. You need to go and double down on them. Let everybody that you know that you're a realtor. Do
That's
you want
not
to
true.
buy or sell?
Not true.
But it's tough. I mean, even in the content space, I mean, everybody knows a camera person.
Not
Everybody
true.
knows somebody that, and a lot of people just want to use their cameras. Let me, or just use their phone. I mean, so I mean, that's why for me, I mean, I try to take it a little less personally. I mean, because I see camera people all the time, and I'll tell somebody to use your phone. Like, I'll show you how to use your phone and do
Mm-hmm.
it. I don't have no problem
Well,
doing that.
personally, for me, like, I just got over it, and I'm like, if you don't want to work with me, that's fine, but don't ask me for anything at all. Like, even somebody from my wife's family, like, this actually happened.
Mm,
Um, they were working with a whole nother realtor, and they still kept coming to ask me questions, and I was like,
mm,
I can't answer that for you.
mm. But that's such a fine line because it's like, I mean, friends can be funny, but it can be family. Like, for example, let's make an extreme scenario. Somebody, a relative that you're close with, snakes you. They snakes you. They go and they make you do all this work, getting pre-approvals, doing all of this, but you didn't sign a contract with them, anything, and at the last minute they find a better rate with somebody else, or what seems like a better rate, and they go to like a direct competitor.
But that's the thing. Just because the grass looks greener on the other side, it doesn't mean it's greener on the other side.
Yes. So what I'm saying is, if they do that, and the next day they call you, I'm around the block, my car just broke down. You got jumper cables? What do you do?
I mean, I'm still a human.
Okay.
I'm gonna still go back there and help. I mean, while I'm doing it, I'm gonna throw shots and jabs at them because I'm
Okay.
petty like that. But no, bro, like it's human nature. Like I'm still a
Yeah.
human. I'm not gonna leave you stranded on the road or nothing like that. Like
It's kind of tough for me. I feel like that's why I gave that specific example, because I'm not gonna say something like life or death, obviously. But like if it's something like I just need some jumper cables, like go call.
yeah, no,
Like I might throw something petty, like yo, go call call the guy that got you that loan.
don't
Let
get me
him jump
wrong.
the
I'm gonna
car.
still do that, but I'm gonna still go do what I gotta do because it's the humane thing to do.
Yeah.
Like I'm still human. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We couldn't do business together, but we're still friends. But I know in the future, um, not to do anything with you.
Yeah.
That doesn't change our friendship. It just changes our business relationship that either could have happened or didn't happen.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's hard as a business owner. Sometimes you feel like you got to be a machine. You got to just be always on the go, always going after the money.
And that's why you drink numerous amounts of caffeine.
That's a caffeine. I thought you were gonna say liquor.
Nah, you do caffeine, like, coffee
Okay.
right here. You got a little Celsius right here.
Okay.
We cracked out.
Mental health check. How you doing?
I'm caffeined out right now.
Cool. You're in good spirits.
I am in good spirits, yeah. I mean, it's like you said, entrepreneurs, like there's ups and downs. You always got to feel like you're on the go. Um, and I've been pretty good at working on making sure my mental health is good, and also my business is good. And also, I've been setting a guideline to like, hey, this is the time I spend with my family, my wife, whatever, and then this is when I work. Now, if I got to go do something later on in that time, I do it.
Mhm.
But I've taken control of like now my timing is where I put it matters.
Mhm.
Because I remember like I used to spend maybe an hour or so editing my videos through CapCut, and now I don't do that anymore.
Mhm.
I just go through captions. I paid for it, but it saves me time to do other things.
Mhm.
And it doesn't help me. It doesn't like I'm not thinking in my mind like, oh, I gotta edit a video. Now I gotta process this. Now I gotta do that. Like it's already done.
Yeah.
It's taken care of.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah. How about you? How's your mental health?
Pretty good. Work is always stressful. Just always and always. I mean, I'm the poster boy for that thing that I always talk about of like always trying to see the next dollar, always having these grand dreams of owning, being super rich, and having all of these nice things. So I'm always in that mental space, and everybody says I think about that type of stuff too much. But
I mean, but what is your definition of being rich? Like
um,
everybody's definition of being rich is completely different. And as I got older, I learned that.
um, definition of being rich. I'd say I would feel rich, and I think it like for everybody it's different, and I think as you grow it changes. For me, I think being able to do whatever you want without having to like, damn, let me check my account. I think that's a good
Yeah.
place to start. Like, and that doesn't necessarily you don't have to be rich to do it. You could be like upper middle class. But for me, like I said, I have big goals, so that could mean I want to go to Dubai next week. That could mean I like that Range Rover.
Are you going to Dubai next week?
I'd love to. We could do a podcast from there too. That would be
I'm not
nice.
going to
But
Dubai with you. Hell, I got
but
shit to do.
I think it would be we could do business out there too. But yeah, I mean, whether it's Dubai, whether you want to buy something nice car, you see it. I think that's the start of rich is when you don't have to think about money, and yeah, you want that for your kids, you want that for your family, you want that for your wife, you want that for everybody in your circle. I think that's true wealth when your family is comfortable and you don't have to think about finances. What about you?
I mean, rich to me, it's not about money.
Mm,
It's about what you have in your life, whether that's family, good friends, um, you have a roof over your head, shelter. Like, you
mm,
know what I'm saying? We grew up from our families, and we always say they came from a third world country. They came from Guyana.
mm,
So, and even back to our ancestors, right? From the Hindu Guyanese to the African Guyanese, right?
mm,
We're living their dreams that
mm,
they felt was rich. You
mm,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like they didn't have to worry about money. They were happy with what they had and content.
mm,
And when I was younger, when I used to say I want to be rich, I was always like, I need money. Like I want money, big money. You know what I'm saying? And I never forgot this conversation. I had it with my older cousin, and she asked me, "What do I want to do?" I was like, "I want to be rich, dog. Like I want to be balling." And
mm,
she's like, "What does rich mean to you?" And I looked at her and I was like, "I just said it. Like I want to have money." She's like, "No, no, no. What is your definition of rich?" So then I thought about it for a little bit, and I was like, "Damn, it's not just about money."
mm,
So, I mean, in my life right now, I feel like I'm rich because I have a lot of things that people don't have that people admirably and genuinely want.
mm. Yeah. Speaking of Guyana, this week is not the Independence Day, so shout out to Guyana. Happy birthday.
Gang, gang.
Bop, bop. Um,
Chicken curry, cook up.
so on another note, to kind of extend what we were just talking about, how do you deal with burnout, or have you ever experienced burnout with your business or your work?
I have. I just go to sleep.
Mm,
I go to sleep. I take a nap. Um, and give myself back a mental breakdown, a
mm,
piece. Sometimes I actually feel like that when I'm at work here in the office. And the great thing is, Corona downstairs. Corona cigars right downstairs. So I just go downstairs by myself, grab a little cigar, grab a little drink, and I just sit outside and I just chill, relax. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that's kind of what I do. I mean, everybody has their own thing for burnouts. Some people have to be with other people and talk about other things. Some people just got to be alone. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I do, you know? What do you do? If you ever have you ever felt burnt out while doing photography?
To be honest, think
Besides the running around and like getting angles at, you know what I'm saying?
I I think the first time I ever felt burnout in this was last week, and I just knew I needed to take a break and take a nap because I was scared. It was the kind of burnout where I was afraid because I'm. It almost made me think like I didn't want to do it anymore. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was editing and trying to figure out different ideas, do different visual effects, and watching videos, learning how to become because I'm deep in the YouTube university trying to learn how to be the best cinematographer in the world. It's just it felt like my whole life. Like there was one day where I'm just from the moment I wake up to the nighttime when I go to sleep, I'm consumed with cinematography and camera work. And I was like in the middle of editing a video and I was like, I need to take a break because if I keep going at this rate, I'm gonna like return all my cameras.
No,
Like
you're right.
I'm not
No,
gonna be able to
you're
keep
absolutely
doing
right,
this.
dog. Like,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's tough. Um yeah, so more so with the being I know you said, being rich means you have a family, you have everything you need. I mean, you didn't mention it, directly, but having somebody that loves you, somebody that you can call home, person you could call home, your wife, and you know, but also being an entrepreneur, a lot of times as an entrepreneur, you don't necessarily have a partner that's also an entrepreneur. So everybody doesn't always understand what it is being an entrepreneur. We've talked about things like networking events and stuff that they might not always understand fully that me going to have a drink at the bar means money in 2 years.
I mean,
That sounds kind of crazy,
I mean,
sometimes.
in a shockingly way, like you sometimes just meet people too while you're
Yeah.
doing that.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, part of my reason is, we live in Haines City.
Hmm.
We got to take the I-4 to get back to Haines City.
Hmm.
And if it's like 5, 6 o'clock, for those of you who live in Orlando or drive on the I-4, you don't want to get on the I-4 at that time
Hmm.
at all.
Yeah.
It's just horrible.
So being like I mentioned, a married entrepreneur that has a wife that may or may not be one, is it easy to be totally vulnerable about you know whatever financial, like this is a slow month, or I'm stressed out about this, or even like we just mentioned, like networking stuff, like hey, I need to go do this and I'm having a hard day, and in their mind you was at home all day, like how is it easy for you to be totally vulnerable?
I mean, sometimes
Mhm.
it is. Um, but I feel like, you got to know how to manage your money. And if you don't know how to manage your money, then you're going to continue being in the same realm. So, I mean, if you know you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're going into an industry that requires that you only get paid when you do a deal, you need to have some money saved up. And if you got to do a side hustle, do a side hustle until you get it up right.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to still make sure that you can live and still do everything else.
Mhm.
Um, that's what I did before I jumped in full time. Because
Mhm.
remember, I wanted to do this for a very long time, but I waited.
Yeah.
And, if I can't get that money right then and there to take care of something in the house needed, I find a way.
Yeah.
You have to be creative. You have to find a solution. Um, just like, for example, the other day, our dryer went out at home and I had to buy a new dryer.
Mhm.
I took care of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Thankfully, I have good credit,
Mhm.
and that helped me with getting it. I was like, hey, I'm going to put half now in cash. I can put the other half later,
Mhm.
but I made it work. You know what I mean? Like, I solved the issue.
I think being an entrepreneur, um, and having a partner who may or may not be one takes a lot of self-awareness. Like you have to be able to, because it's very easy to get. I know you've experienced it where you're just locked in, and we've talked about it before, where your partner might want some quality time. They might not understand that, I had a bad day, like, and I'm stressed out or I'm sad because, and you got to have a lot of self awareness to, and also be open to your partner telling you those things because they might, if you picked a good partner, they might hopefully in a nice way tell you like, hey, you're different right now. You're not being yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And express that to you in a way that you can receive it and try to make a change.
Right.
I think it's important also though to be able to one receive that type of criticism and also in yourself maybe see that you're changed. Like, hey, like I know I'm having a bad week, and I need to go and make sure my wife is okay. Make sure I take her out to eat or something, or make sure just go and sit on the couch, give her some of that time, let her be a part of my world. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes being an entrepreneur, we feel so alone. And we don't necessarily want to include others people in it because it's
Yeah,
just
yeah, no, of
so
course.
it's like you got to try your best to do that. And on the financial part, like you said, sometimes if you're having a tough month and you need to go and get a part-time job or do something because bills are coming, sometimes you have to do that. And you got to have the self-awareness to not be super stubborn and be like, nah, you don't understand. Give me 2 more months, I'm gonna figure it out. What happens if you don't?
What if you don't
then,
got
then,
2 more months?
then you
Yeah, I'm
look
looking at you like, you crazy,
then
dog?
you look
Like,
crazy. Now you just like, and it's tough. Everybody wants to be, you do entrepreneurship because you want to do it full time. You want to make all the money and you have these dreams of being, I mean, I've been there. You want to, like I said, be rich in my definition, be able to do all you want, but sometimes it takes time. And if you have a good understanding partner, so it's very important to have a good partner. But if you do have a good partner, try to be honest with them, try your best to be vulnerable with them and explain things in a way that they can receive it.
mm-hmm.
And yeah,
All right,
it's a,
cool.
it's a good recipe for a great relationship.
Yeah. Well, I think we could wrap this one up.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready to go downstairs and hang out, network.
Yeah.
Make sure you catch us again next month because we will actually be doing this every third Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think we're good, dog.
Well, it's a great episode. Like you said, we're gonna be heading down to the event, so don't miss us. But this was episode 5, and see you guys later.
Take care.